Welcome back, everyone, to Mystic by Colette, the channel dedicated to helping you empower yourself, rewrite your story, and claim your I Am. My name is Colette Mesdag, and I am an intuitive guide and the creator of the Mystic Empowerment Cards. This week, our message or card reading theme is one that I chose myself based on things that were going on in my own personal life, and I'm hoping that it will be a topic that you'll find interesting as well. The topic is facing challenges head on. Now, we'll get right to the reading, and then we'll come back to do a little bit of a revision and talk about some of the events that are coming up. Now we're all set for the reading for this week, and I wanted to remind everybody that the theme that we are addressing this week is facing challenges head on. And right now in my personal life, I've been finding some challenges, so I'm needing this reminder myself, so I figured I would bring this up. And that's why the plaque that I have up here, Do More of What You Love, which was a gift from my mom, is part of this. It's a big reminder for me and anybody watching that when you are being challenged, remember why you're doing it, okay, why you're in this flow, in this process, and facing them head on with passion because you know at the end of the line there's a reason and a purpose for it. So we're going to briefly talk about the three cards, one from each of the decks that I currently have. And the first deck is Mystic Bliss, the deck for change and transformation. The second card coming from our Mystic Journey series for healing and nurturing. And the third card from the Mystic Magic or Mystic Men of Magic deck for action and awareness. So the energy of the last two, second and third deck, are very much about the female for the Mystic Journey deck and the male energy in the Mystic Magic deck, so that if that resonates for you in any way, one way or the other, just focus on that energy and see what comes up for you, especially when the cards come over or flip over. So the first card, I Am Destiny. When we're passionate about something, when we are being challenged about something that we feel very, very deeply about, most of the time we need to remember that part of the journey, part of what we're destined to experience, is the challenges that help us be very clear as to what we want and why we're doing it, why we're putting energy in this in the first place. So when we are being challenged, it is important to pick up that information about our destiny. There's, and again, part of the destiny is the learning process, which may mean that we have to face obstacles in order to learn and grow and be driven, because often we get off track when we're challenged. But facing these challenges head on just adds a little bit of oomph to your process. Again, this topic I chose because of my personal experiences this past few weeks and in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I found that by looking at it from a very broad perspective rather than the narrow perspective that was being presented, gave me the tools in order for me to push through, push forward. Okay. So yes, it is my destiny to do what I love. It is my right to do what I love. And it is your right to do what you love. Our second card is actually very fitting. Number 43 from the Mystic Journey deck. And the card's phrase is, I am uplifted. So that actually fits so beautifully with the plaque that's above it. Do more of what you love, because it does uplift you. And when you love something, you will fight for it. You will face the challenges undaunted, and you will persevere, and you will succeed. So I do encourage you to allow yourself to congratulate yourself when you have faced something head on, because very often when we make these little successes or these get positive results, we forget to congratulate ourselves or celebrate that. And that allows us to feel a little bit of a release from the strain and stress and the fears. So you would be more uplifted. So this is a crone card, and you may have heard me say before that this deck comes with 4 categories: the maiden, warrior, mother, and crone. And in this particular case, as I said, it's a crone card associated to the earth, given the elemental symbol on the corners, which is for earth. Now, earth speaks about the foundations, information, knowledge, the depth of who you are, is what you can rely on when you are facing challenges. And especially challenges that are related to the things that you are doing to personal growth, or even in business or in relationships. It doesn't matter if you're facing a challenge. Make sure that you're not fighting for the wrong reasons. Make yourself focus on the things that uplift you and feed your soul, and make you feel grounded and safe and secure as the earth is part of that energy. Number 43, I am going to not speak too much about right now, but bring it to your attention for those of you who want to research that a little further on your own. We have an Eastern card of the category that is the Alchemist, and the phrase is I am transforming. So as far as the East, we are speaking about thoughts, creativity, imagination, dreams, intuition. And on that last one, I want to speak about when you're facing challenges, trust your intuition, trust the guidances that you are being given, and that will transform the situation into a more manageable one. I think that's the message that's really wanting to come through. I want to speak a little bit about what it means when a alchemist card comes up for you in my series. And what it does speak about is the ability to persevere. And even when the first approach or the first way that you tackle a problem, or in this, in the case of the alchemist, a formula, and it doesn't succeed, then try again. Tweak the responses, tweak the formula, and you will eventually come to some positive results. The wall behind the alchemist speaks about sometimes it takes several layers and steps built on a strong foundation to allow you to overcome any challenges. So trust what you already know, trust what's already part of your awareness and past experiences to help you face the challenges. So if we're going to talk about the 3 cards in combination with each other, it is your destiny to feel uplifted in life. So transform your perspective about what a challenge means. A challenge, as often as not, is an opportunity for growth and expansion. So I would like to offer that as the closing remark for this part of the card reading. And we'll go back to the other camera and we'll talk about the cards a little bit more in depth and some of the things that are coming up. So here we go. For me, that was very powerful. And as I explained at the beginning, I did select this topic based on things that were going on in my own life. However, if you do have a topic suggestion and it is chosen for one of the upcoming weekly messages, you will receive a personal message from me from using a card that I pull at random for you. The theme was facing challenges. And as I said, I know I got a lot out of this, and I hope it was the same for you. I'm going to show the cards once again. This one from the Mystic Bliss deck for change and transformation. And this one was I Am Destiny. So it's a good reminder that sometimes when we are facing some challenges, that it was part of the process, part of the path in order for us to experience some growth. So in hindsight, when we look back on it, we go, that's why that happened, or that's why I was pushed in that direction, or that's why that button was pushed, because sometimes our challenges is just who is able to push our buttons and throw us a little bit off. But when we are really focused on what brings us joy and what we do because we love what we do, so sometimes it may not look like what other people would like it to look like, but if it's important to us and we are challenged along the path, then we will stand our ground and can face the challenge head on. Second card from the Mystic Journey deck is I Am Uplifted, which does tie into the theme of doing things that you love in order to give yourself some strength and courage when you are facing some challenges, when you're thrown off a little off balance. It's important to remember that you're doing it because it lifts you up, because it heals an aspect of yourself that may feel empty until you do follow through and do the things that mean the most to you. Pardon me. Now the third card is I Am Transforming from the Mystic Magic deck, or Mystic Men of Magic. And this deck is for action and awareness. So part of the awareness of when we are facing some challenges is that they are there for a reason. And they do help us transform. They do help strengthen us. They do help us in our process. So it's very crucial that we look at it as part of the formula, part of the process, and not get hung up on what the challenge is. Be open to the solutions and step with confidence, knowing that you can build on what you already have. Now I want to pull this up just once more, just to get a little bit closer up in here. There's a lot of elements that I didn't talk about in the card reading itself, but there is a sphere, and there is a kettle, and there is a few different vessels, and that is places in you that you can store some of your power and energy in order to give you that boost that you need when you are facing a challenge. That's it for this week. Other than two things, I want to mention that if you have any comments or suggestions for people who are facing some challenges at this time, some of the tools that you've used, or even have some challenges that you want to have some discussion start around, please comment below. Other than that, please remember that I am available for card readings, whether you want to be a part of the Card of the Month group, which is a membership receiving a monthly card reading in the email, or you can hire me for individual card readings and parties. That's another thing that's available. I'm developing a couple of new services and products, and I'm hoping that these will be presented very soon. But one of them is a workshop that I am going to be doing. It's a series, actually, that I'm going to be doing with a collaborative partner, Laura Morrison, and we will be doing workshops for the empath experience in around providing tools, information, and strategies to cope with some of the things that empaths go through, especially people who are just awakening. So look for that, go to the website, comment below, share. Let's start some discussion to rewrite your story. This week's card reading, the theme is, what is the theme? That's it for this week, and I thank you for coming out and seeing